All right, so in this lesson, what I'm going to be doing is just show you how I took this picture from looking like this to something like this, right? So this is before and this is the after. We're going to try to get not really perfect, but anyway, this is just for educational purpose. I know a lot of people have retouched images from this lady, right? So I'm just going to show you how I do mine and show you how um basically technique of how to heal spot, how to clean up an image face, and maybe you get one or two from this. Right, so the first thing we are going to do, like, one thing I want you to know is that when it comes to retouching an image, you don't just jump into it and say, oh, I've taken this image, or I had a photo shoot or whatever, so I'm supposed this is what I'm supposed to do. No, there's no one size fit all for retouching. You have to look at your image and say, okay, what is wrong, what should I fix? You understand? So retouching is about making a picture look better. It's not to make the picture look different. Understand? So many people are trying to make their picture. They've taken an image one way and they expect retouching to make it look another way. That is like almost impossible unless you take the picture intending to edit it in that style. But if you are not intending to edit it that style, you just took the picture and the picture is looking somehow in your mind. You feel that, oh, if I take it to Photoshop and retouch it, it's going to look 100 times better than this. I mean, you're going to be disappointed because that's not how it works. The way it works is that you take a nice picture, you take a good picture, bring it to Photoshop and make it even better. You understand? If you take a bad picture and bring it to Photoshop for retouching, the result is still going to be bad, right? You understand? So that's how it is. So now we know that looking at this image, our face is like 80% of the frame. So we know that we're going to fix the blemish on our face, the pimple, the acne, or whatever you call it on our face, right? So the way I do it is I'm going to come to this and create a new layer, and I'll come to my spot healing tool, this automatic spot healing tool, right? So I'm just going to zoom in and just paint on it like this to just remove it. I mean, this is one of the easiest thing you can do. So the reason why I'm doing it on the linear layer is that so that in case it does not look nice, I can just come pick my eraser tool and just remove it and do it again instead of doing it on the actual layer. You understand? Right. So yeah. So one thing with using this tool is that you have to make it a little bit bigger so that it will sample from a bigger area than the blemish you're trying to fix. If you don't do that, it's going to create a little bit of weird texture. That's one reason I really do not like using this tool. But if you are going for fast it works. What I'm going to do now is just change this to current and below. So I'm using the manual healing brush tool. So this works like the clone stamp, but a little bit with a twist, right? With a twist, so you can sample where you want and paste it there. So I think this work better, but it takes a lot of time compared to the normal automatic spot healing tool, right? So the spot healing to normal automatic, it's like when you use patch tool, like it's like the middle between spot healing and automatic spot healing and healing brush tool, right? So All right, so this is before and after, before and after. As you can see here, I didn't really touch this part because it was giving me some issues while I was doing. So I'm going to try and use let's see the spot healing tool and let's see what it comes up with. I think this gives a better result. Right. So most times you just have to mix and match the two and see which one gives a better result. You understand? So yeah. That's why in Photoshop you have plenty tools that do the same thing but with a twist, right? They just do the same thing but in different ways, right? All right, so doing this, I'm just going to create a stamp visible layer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press Ctrl Shift Alternate E on my keyboard to create a new layer here. Then maybe I'm just going to delete this. I don't need that again. So before and after, I might turn this up and come to frequency separation and do this. So with this, I'm going to do two. I'm going to run the frequency separation process twice, right? The reason is there are too many textures going on, and I want to there are too many, how will I put now, blemishes or too many things I want to correct. I don't want to correct it in one layer, so I'm going to use multiple two sessions of frequency separation to fix it. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so fixing it once might be easy, might be faster, but it will not lead to a good result because I want it to look natural. You understand? So that's why I'll run it with two. So I'm gonna put this as 6. Right. Click on OK. Now we have this. Then come to my brush tool. So if you want to put the image on your screen to be full screen so that you can see better, you just press F on your keyboard so you can zoom in and zoom out, so that you don't have any distraction. You understand? So while brushing, make sure you brush according to the shape of the face. Right, this is the secret of frequency separation using mixer brush. Make sure you brush according to the shape of the face so that the face does not look weird. So that the image or the picture will come out looking as clean and natural as possible. So the light and the shadows have already created the shape of the face, so you don't want to distort it by moving shadow to the highlight and moving highlight to the shadow and the midtone. Make sure you try and keep everything on the same level, right? So, and with the full screen you don't really need to zoom in. So most times when you are in this mode, when you're in this mode, let me show you. Most time when you're in this mode, you find a reason that you want to zoom in really tight, right? So when you put it on the full screen, F again, you can see that you fill in the space and you're not trying to zoom in so much, right? So I'm just going to work on this. The reason I turned the eye layer off is so that I can better see the areas that I need to work on, right? So if you are just new to frequency separation, most times it's difficult to see what you are supposed to brush, right? I know, but with time you'll be able to start to recognize that, oh, this is part I'm supposed to brush and this is not the part I should not brush this part so much. All right, so we have this before and after, before and after. As you can see, this is what I was telling you about. I don't want to fix everything once. So now we've taken this from looking rough to it's really nice. So this image I downloaded it from Pinterest, so it's not really, it does not really have a high resolution like that. So yeah, but then I'm going to take it to something nice, right? So I'm going to mesh this, Control Shift E, then do the frequency separation again. This time I'm going to go down to like 4 or 3. Let's go 2.8. I think this is good. Click on OK. So now is we are going to deal with a lot of the errors in the skin. All right. All right. So here we have it. Before and after. Right. If you want to, you can. If you feel it's not smooth enough for you, you can continue. But what I'm going to do is just come to image, normally come to portraiture 4. Like always, if you need the file I use, it's not a raw file. I will link it in the description of this video, so so you can follow along and do the same thing, right? So now I did portraiture. This is before and this is after. I'm going to measure this down, right? So I'm going to do a frequency separation just to fix this eye area. There's too much texture, right? So I'm just going to concentrate on that and bring this down so that yeah, I can fix this. Um, yeah. So most of the texture that we're seeing in this image are actually because the image do not have a lot of resolution, right? And I think there has been digital sharpening on the image before I downloaded it. Anyways, so but then we can always fix everything. So this is before and this is after. I don't know if you can see it before and after. Right. What I can do is come to the high layer, come to patch 2 and just do a little bit of patch like this to fix it, too much texture. Okay, right, so this is before and this is after. Can patch it too, right? So yeah, before and after. Right, so if you're not comfortable with this, you can actually go um again and do the frequency separation, or just go to portraiture and add portraiture again to soften out the skin. But I think for me this is okay. So you can get it looking like this, it's very smooth like this. I think this is fine, right? All right, so the next thing we're going to do, so let's do this before and this after. So the next thing we're going to do, I can see a little bit of artifact here because of the patching we did. So let's just fix that. Sometimes you try to fix something and you just make it worse. But then I think this is okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come to, there's an action I have that I usually use as a finisher, right? So this airbrush, skin airbrush, I'm just going to play the action and just all I need to do is just paint on the skin, right? So just kind of give it a little bit of, you know, character. So I just paint it on it and paint it through the skin like this. Give it that kind of glow, right? Give it that kind of glow. Usually I use this just to finish up the image, just to add like a little bit of spice, right? Before and after, right? And it kind of give you that portrait look of everything looking smooth and creamy. You understand? So this is not just the one I'm going to use. I'm going to add another this diffuse glow. Click on it. Click on OK, and I'm just going to paint on it. So this is going to give it make it look a little bit like give it that shine on the skin, right? So the thing with this is that it does not work on all image like that, because for there to be a shine on the skin, it has to the makeup artist has to make the shine visible. So remember that when it comes to retouching, you're enhancing, right? You're making what is there more visible or less visible, right? So yeah, so this before, this after, before and after. So very subtle thing, right? So these I just do as finishing work, right? So I can use this mattifier. What this does is to remove the shine in the skin, but then I use this and I reduce the opacity a little, like way more, right? If you want to get these actions, it's actually part of my retouching pack, right? If you have bought my retouching pack and you've not been using this action, I think you should try it out. It works. I use it as a finisher, right? Just to finish the image and put a little bit of shine or a little bit of polishing, like to the image. Alright, so this before and this after. So you can see it just little things like this just make the image come out looking different. So now with this I will use when it is kind of close, right? When it's a close shot like this. If the shot is not so close, I don't bother to use it because it might not be so visible, right? So before and after. So very minute things, very simple stuff, right? So the next thing we're going to work on is the eyes, right? Um, click on cancel. So I'm going to come to eyes, eye anti whitening, and just zoom in. And we all know how to do this. It's a very simple process. Just whiten the eyes. Right. Come here. Also, just paint this on. Alright, so now the next thing I'm just going to do just add color grade. So I already know what the one I want to use. Just scroll it down this, right? So I can bring this opacity down. Let's see if I can add one more, and that will be all for this. Let's try this. I think this is okay. I think the red is too much, right? Let's go to selective color, come to the red and just add a little bit of cyan on it. Then the yellow. Right. Okay, so let's go to, as you can see that if you look here, what am I doing? If you look here, it's losing a lot of details because when you try to start a color grade or push colors of images that don't have a lot of details, it kind of it breaks easily. So see me, I've forgotten what I wanted to do. Okay. here on saturation, let's go to the red and just reduce the saturation up a bit. Let me come to this first one and create it. Okay, so there we have it. As you can see, here is dark. I can use dodger bone to just fix it up. Um, right, so before and after, let me just run a dodge action to fix that. And by the way, currently working on a dodger bone. It's kind of a course or a mini course, right? Just to walk you through the principle of dodger bone and why it works and how you should use it in conjunction with frequency separation, right? To be out before the end of this month, so I just need to find time to work on it. Anyway, so this before and this after, right? So you can reduce your opacity. So in general, we have before and after, before and after. So at this point, if you've not liked this video, please click on the like and click on the subscribe button if you've not subscribed, so that you get more amazing content like this. I talk about retouching, I talk about photography, right? All right.